Hey guys, JR with the Market Surveillance Alliance. And today I just want to go over what's happening. You know, we're earnings season. A lot of people looking to make the most out of these earnings, a lot of surprises. I think like once we get this whole thing out, then we're going to be like, okay, the dust is settled. Lots of growth name. Was talking to the group today. We have a group in Telegram. You need to be part of the alliance, of course. But I do a couple of videos just walking, having a coffee, and just keeping us updated at what's happening out there. So today, besides looking at the news, some of the news outlets that I check every morning, because there are kind of funny things happening in Europe. I want to also take a look at what's taking place with earnings. And I have one idea. It's not earnings play, but it's kind of weird because of what happened with the market yesterday, how it's kind of funny that S&P, and if you're trading SPY, it's trading like a penny stock. Like, for real, it is a penny stock. From the bottom to the close, I think it was like 2%. That's crazy. Crazy stuff happening right now. So first off, if you want to trade earnings season, you don't know what's earnings season, when that's the time of the year when companies are supposed to report their earnings. Now, on top of that, you have to deliver guidance. Okay, guidance is the thing. Because you can have a wishy-washy quarter, and then you come with some strong guidance like Delta Airlines, United Airlines, like, hey, we're looking forward to excess demand. People are tired after 2 years. Hey, you know what? That guidance will give you, in the case of United Airlines, it can give you a sweet trade that was 11, I think it was 12% after earnings. It was amazing. A lot of people took home like 200%. I think someone took 300%. That's what it is in game. And I think we only pay like $1 for that trade. So that's not out of range. So that's what we look to do with options. Remember, options, I know a lot of people are looking for the YOLO, you just live once, or the classical all in. But no, we're looking at opportunities most of the time looking for 50 cents, $1. That means $50, $100. Trades that if you don't know about trading, if you don't know about investing, you can start with. It doesn't require a lot of capital up front. And you don't have a lot of risk. Okay, I'm not saying $100 is not a lot of money, but I'm saying it's doable. It's not the same that if you need to buy 100 shares of Apple, you need to come right now with $15,000. It's a different story. So earnings season, number one tip, check out on Twitter, Earnings Whispers, or go to the website, earningswhispers.com. Okay, earningswhispers.com. You just add the ticker. I will add the ticker of the company that I think you want to pay attention. And I think it's doable. I think it's something that you can trade. It's less than $100 for that particular trade. And potentially, remember, you have the opportunity to double your money. Okay, now think about this. What will be an extra $500 for you? Extra $500 per month. Or maybe that week it's so good that you take home an extra $1,000. Okay, imagine. But always remember, you have to trade based on your risk. Earnings Whispers will give you all the information, the calendar, and you go up here to tickers and you can track that information, know exactly the date and if it's before the market opens or if it's after the closing bell. All right, so Earnings Whispers, they're also on Twitter. I love them. I put that on my Twitter handle as well, so people that kind of follow me or want to have some information, just spreading out information that you need. Now, time to laugh together today. This is just ridiculous. These are the guys from the GZero Newsletter. I think it's Signal. It's like a geopolitical newsletter. I took this one from the guys from the Morning Brew. We'll talk about that later, Morning Brew. We'll see. Wait for it. This one is funny. Read about this one. Macron's problem on the left. Leftists are funny people. Listen to this one. In a big shakeup to French politics, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, I'm sorry, Jean-Luc, if that's not how you pronounce your last name, who heads the far right, this is crazy, France Insoumise party, and came a close third in the first round of the presidential election, has struck a deal to join forces with the Green Party. The bloc said it wouldn't push for France to leave the EU. Here comes craziness 101. But it was ready to disobey European rules. What? Disobey European? You are European. You're disobeying yourself. What? Oh my God. Crazy leftists, man. Oh, Jesus, give me a break. Oh, it's horrible. And then the craziness continues. Of course, this is bad news for President Emmanuel Macron, who needs his La République en Marche party to gain a majority in legislative elections in June in order to pursue his pro-business, pro-EU policy agenda. Total craziness from the leftists in the sense of, you're European. Yeah, you're French, but you're part of the bloc. Now, the British, the whole thing of Brexit, great. But right now, the European Union, continental Europe, is looking for support. I say continental Europe because you still have Ireland that sort of is part of the deal. The Republic of Ireland, which is not the same like Northern Ireland, which is a different story. But the point here is this whole idea of disobeying. You are European. You're disobeying your own. It's just horrible. But so far, things are a little bit stable. As you know, most of the central banks are hiking rates. And the ECB, European Central Bank, is doing nothing, but that has to change because at some point it looks too evident, and it's also useless for you to have the euro. I think the euro is right now trading at 105, not too far from parity. And remember, every time someone starts on social media talking about like, oh, it's going to parity, it doesn't happen. But I would be a little bit cautious. But what is going to take place is that the dollar might be in the last round of strength. And that will potentially open the door for more and more people to come and buy U.S. equities. And I think that one of the variables in the next push up in equities will be a weaker dollar. But we'll see about that. So this is crazy. So thank you all, everyone, at GZero Newsletter Signal. Geopolitical stuff, one of the best out there. Now, I don't know how much I can read about this one because it's Business Insider and my sister and myself, we read this all the time. We pay for it. The EU hit Apple with a preliminary antitrust complaint over Apple Pay. Now, we know how it works. Basically, Apple restricts competition, obviously, by serving access to contactless NFC technology to Apple Pay. Not much to say because I don't know if I can read this without Business Insider trying to sue myself, my humanity. But at the end of the day, what you have to think is, and a client was asking me, Manuel was asking me, like, why should we go with Visa, American Express, MasterCard over Apple Pay or Google Pay and all this stuff, Apple as a company? And I always have this idea that services in the sort of merchant collecting monies, processing payments, it's not a core of what Apple has. They want a piece of the business because it's a super profitable business. That's why you have Stripe. And I think Fidelity went back up with a 15% valuation, increase in valuation. You have a lot of this company, different models. Goldman Sachs talks about buy now, pay later stuff. But then you have a firm which did very well from 60 to 120, 135. You double your money in last year. Now it crashed all the way from 120 to 35. I think there are some positions there that we can play probably next year or so. And if I have to bet, I'd probably take a firm over PayPal. But when it comes to Visa, the name Visa, everything it does, Visa is one of those companies that have pricing power in the space of processing payments. Apple doesn't have that. Apple has power, but still don't control the game. And I see, and I might be wrong with this, my assessment, but I do think that this is them pushing, trying to close our doors so the business goes through them. And that's when things get a little bit complicated. Visa, they don't need to do that. The team at Visa is just like, hey, we're the most, I think it's the most well-accepted credit card on planet Earth. So that's pretty simple. So it's a little bit of what's happening here. I think Apple still is a buy as a stock with a horizon of 2 years. All right. And if you want to make some money, there's a couple of entries that we got yesterday. I think probably like $5 million. And I'm going to share those ideas with our alliance, with the alliance today, because I think we played that before for like $500 in a day, pre-earnings. We closed the trade because sometimes you never know with earnings. Especially if you're 50% up in a trade, you just take the money. The name of the game right now, and actually the name of the game all the time, is take profits. That's what it is. That's what you have to do in investing. And it doesn't matter if investing is for short term. You just have to take profits. Okay, that's part of what it is. You can always come back with less risk, or you can only expose your profits. You don't need to expose capital. And finally, we are going to laugh about this one. So I don't know what happened yesterday. You have to see the performance of a lot of stocks. And one stock that caught my eye was Mattel, ticker MAT. That thing closed plus 165. The S&P, and if you're trading SPY, was from the low to the high. I think actually from the low to the close, it was 2%, like a penny stock, right? The indexes trading like a penny stock. But this thing didn't move. There's something happening here. And our tools, different algorithms that we use, our technology indicated the following. I want you to take notes. I will add everything in the description of the video. First, someone after hours on April 27 bought $15 million worth of stock around $24.49, okay? So on the 27, after hours, someone came in and said, hey, I want a piece of this. I have to think if they were rebalancing, but how do we rebalance Mattel? What's the purpose? It's that kind of suspicious. Also, how the stock is holding that level. They're holding everything above 23.80. That's something that I want to take a look at. So on the 27, there you go, somewhere around here on the 27. That was after hours. But let's say 24.49, someone got a field, and that right there is $15 million. So sort of a bit of a suspicion. Someone is sagging here. Someone is doing something. It's kind of weird. And finally, yesterday, this is what happens. Around 10 a.m., and almost like 10 minutes to 11 a.m. New York time, someone came in with $246,000 out of the blue. That was total like 3,800 contracts, and they picked the 27 call for June of this year. June 17 is the monthly expiration. Let me go to Quote Media because I will share with you this data, and we'll be trading this at the Alliance. So you add the ticker MAT, Mattel. Highly suspicious trade, highly suspicious. You look at that, it's super strong. Mattel, Ken and Barbie, for real? You gotta be joking. Yeah, you gotta be joking. It's just weird. There you go. Look at that total volume for the day. Absolutely smash it, and it went up something, a little bit of money. But let's see. I don't think we can see the spread right now, so I will update that later. Control log 15 cents, now trading at 81 cents, high 165. Total volumes yesterday was around 14,816 contracts. Open interest 10,214. So I want to make sure this actually goes to 24,000. Probably 25. Sorry, guys. 25,000 contracts. If that's the case, I'm probably think that as they're adding, that was buy to open. At least my perspective, if you have any views on the matter, buy to open, that means they're buying, they're holding. Someone is looking for an upside. Delta is 33. So I'll say this. Let's say we get a pop, and that was at 28% yesterday, 28%. So I'm looking to buy, listen, I'm looking to buy, the low yesterday was 60 cents, $60. I'm looking to buy, pay no more than $90. It all depends on the spread. I have to look in the first 20 minutes when the market opens today. But definitely there's something cooking. $246,000 it's something important with Mattel. That's kind of weird. Someone knows, and they're playing this, okay? So this is the trade I have for you guys today. A little bit of news. The EU versus Apple monopoly. I don't know what they're trying to, it's at the end of the day, you need to come with it. Antitrust complaint. That's what it is. And then the guys from the GZero Newsletter, Signal, and all the